guys, what is going on? This is the Club of the Man 1993, and I am here for the start of my Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire PC gameplay. Yes, it is the 4th installment in my Harry Potter Let's Play series, and excuse me for hitting the buttons on the bottom for the time being. If I don't hit them every so often, then it's going to go to, cutscene mode. But I actually can't avoid that by going to new game and just holding on, where the main menu is. Well, I'll put it here for now. But, so yeah, as I said, of course, in the first couple Let's Plays, I kept thinking that, Prisoner of Azkaban would be my final gameplay. But my good news is I have been doing my research and I've been able to locate, so far, all except for Deathly Hallows Part 2. On my laptop, and I have played through, well, 4, 5, 6, and 7, well, first part of Deathly Hallows, at least once. This is the third time I actually will be playing through this game. Now, I've said a couple times in my Prisoner of Azkaban Let's Play, I'm not the biggest fan of this game. It's probably my least favorite so far in the entire game series for Harry Potter. It's not a horrible game. I actually kind of enjoyed it when I played through it again, just so I have a little bit stronger with it before actually, playing it in general, since the style of it is very different from the previous 3, which is nice for a change. To me, it's like they're trying to match up to, the different game station, styles as well, like PS2 or Xbox and whatnot. Excuse me for going old school there for a second, but I just still think that this game is really repetitive, meaning that, in the first couple, there was a place that you could go back to get, secrets and, wizard cards and whatnot. That's if you want to, you don't have to. This game, though, you have to go back to, the same place several times to complete objectives. And I don't know, it just seems super repetitive to me, and I wish I kind of would have, mixed things up a little bit more, pretty much, is what I'm saying. Of course, casting spells is different. There really isn't too many spells, really. You just press 3 different buttons, pretty much, in this game to cast spells. Certain spells are under pressing X, certain ones are under pressing C. There is one for Z, which is Axio, which of course bring things to you, kind of similar to Carpe Retractum, which we will actually use in this game, believe it or not. Yeah, and it's you're really absent from the actual story, it feels like, as well. You're not really yeah, you're doing each of the tasks, but it's you're not really doing anything else in between that's based off the actual story. It seems more just focused on the Triwizard Tournament. Again, I just wish they would have just mixed a little more of the story into this game. It comes back for the other games. This one, to me, it's just focused on the Triwizard Tournament, which is basically what Goblet of Fire is mainly about. But they could have, try to, have you try to achieve other things from the story besides, unlocking the tasks and whatnot. There really isn't any, spell lessons, well, besides at the beginning, just kind of, learn a couple basic things for, the rest of the game. There's also ways for you to, get different, power to your spells and whatnot, or give you more stamina and whatnot, just things make your player stronger. You can play Harry, Ron, or Hermione, of course, in any level in this game, except for the tasks and the end, of course. Which I'll show you that in a second. So actually, let's start getting rolling, because I've talked quite a bit already before we get started. So, obviously, slot number 1 is where I'll be practicing along to kind of, get an idea of how well we do in each video, which also is another thing, too. This one, there's not really a set agenda I really have for each of the videos for this Let's Play. So, let's go over to slot 2, start a new game. So here's where we're getting ready to do the first part of the game, which is at the Quidditch World Cup. So now, the thing is, you can select either Harry, Hermione, or Ron, which I'm going to take turns each round, make sure I get fair screen time being each character. So we'll be Harry. Now, when you press spacebar and it has that 1 next to it, that means if you had multiple people playing this game at once, you actually could have one person be Harry, one person be Ron, one person be Hermione, and so on. I actually did not know that until the other day. But again, we're going to rotate around, and of course, we'd also be selecting, how we want to, like, boost our, our characters with, certain skill levels and whatnot, but we can't do that yet. So we're not going to be able to bother doing that.
The villagers of Little Hangleton still called it the Riddle House. Half a century ago, a servant had found all 3 riddles dead.
Perhaps if we were to do it without the boy, my lord.
No. Harry Potter is as good as mine. It is decided. Harry Potter and his friends Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger travelled by Portkey to the Quidditch World Cup final, where they saw Ireland defeat Bulgaria. Later that night, a gang of Death Eaters, followers of Lord Voldemort, rampaged across the campsite. Arthur Weasley sent Harry, Ron and Hermione back to the Portkey.
So I'm going to try to not... Whoa, shoot. I'm poking around there. We can't really poke around, which is why, of course, I did my introduction on the main menu. Probably the only time you'll really see me do that. Well, might have to change. And in this game, we're not actually going to be fighting off any, like, Death Eaters or anything like that. We're going to be fighting off, like, random little mammals, animals, stuff of nature, and stuff like that. And then there's the beans, which we haven't learned it yet, but hold down Z... and you'll be able to pull, like any beans or cauldrons getting closer to you. So basically, you're going to be casting X, hitting the letter X on these, whatever they're called. They're like just constantly jinx them until they go away. Even though Harry and Ron and Hermione are actually casting several different spells when you press X, but you just don't know it. But there's also other ways to fight them off as well. And of course, Mr. Weasley, this is kind of like a, again, the introduction round, kind of teachings. We're not going to be, casting, like, a bunch of the same spells. So on big objects like this, on smaller objects, it doesn't have to be, but on bigger objects, we're casting Wingardium Leviosa. The first time we're actually using that spell since, Sorcerer's Stone. But anyways, you can also cast Wingardium Leviosa on these debugs or whatever they're called, and there'll be other ways of getting rid of them too besides just jinxing them. Collect the beans, and also collect the chocolate frogs. So you, of course, will get the boost, how many lives you have basically for each round. So you see up in the top left-hand corner for Harry where the heart is for 100. That's his stamina. That gets to 0 as long as you have chocolate frogs. You're still in the round. If you run out of chocolate frogs, it's game over on this round pretty much for you. You'll collect some beans. This part's not going to be super long. In fact, most of these parts aren't going to be too long. Well, some, maybe towards the end, but, we'll see how it goes. And also, this is not going to be me playing towards 100%. With how repetitive everything is in this game, there's really no need to play to 100%, I would say. It just gave me the idea of how to actually play this game. Because, what's the point of really getting 100%? There's really nothing to it. Getting 100% in my opinion. But, you guys be the judge, of course. I just don't want to bore you guys, pretty much. So, that knocks things over. Remember I said we get to use carpet or retract them? We get to use it to, pull down, logs that are blocking the way, or, gates, or other things you can pull and just let go of the fire things at. But, yeah, so basically, so we're not going to be casting, of course, at any Death Eaters, even though you see them up further. But we're basically just trying to get back to the Portkey. And after each round, of course, depends on how you do, it'll give you, a final score pretty much. You could get, beans and stuff to, unlock cards to help boost your skill level and whatnot. But when you cast, Carpe Retractum, or, Wingardium Leviosa, you're pressing the letter C. And you just have to basically pull around, and oh geez, we got all these suckers around us. But yeah, there's definitely a lot to explain with this game, with it being, the style being completely different. Again, well, the first couple parts are good, kind of mixing things up a little bit. I will say also, I am also not a fan of these camera angles. if you're trying to cast at a Jinx on, like, you know, off to the left right now, well, like, further off to the left, off the screen, or to the right if you wanted to, you wouldn't be able to see them. So let's just see beans bouncing around. You wouldn't know if you actually got them or not, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, the first few parts, you know, you're going to feel, okay, this actually might be a little ridiculous, what I'm saying about how, like, you know, not really mix things up or keeping things, like, you know, learning lessons and whatnot. Well, we'll get to it, that probably when we get to the Hogwarts interior. The first time we go to the Hogwarts interior. That's the thing, too. You don't really get to explore the inside of the castle much in this game. But we're almost done with this first part. The Portkey's just past this bridge over here, which is a big boot. But, yeah. But I'm not going to waste too much time talking once I complete the level, because I want to save the cutscene for the next video, which I'll have to, you know, save, and, you know, we'll just explore more as to, you know, what you really have to do. Wrong rock, Harry. That's everything, too. If you're not... And look, I literally just hurt myself there. If you're not paying attention, if you drop a rock on someone, or you cast the wrong way, you know, it's not as easy to aim the spells. But, yeah, there's a bridge. Oh, not yet. I thought we were getting close. I think the next bridge we get to will have the Portkey, in it. Oh, rocks. See, I just ran into rocks and I got hurt again. And there's another Death Eater. He's going to cast up the Dark Mark in a second here. Well, also, we can't get through, so we have to cast all three of us on bigger objects like this. All three of us have to cast Carpet Retract. Come on, Hermione. It's everything, too. Can't be poking around waiting for them. But, yeah, so let's go over here, and Axio.
What is that?
Well, we can't collect the beans yet. The Dark Mark, of course, which we're just about to get out. Which you don't see Barty Crouch Jr. casting that. Of course, Mr. Weasley's guiding us along. And here is the Portkey, right here. So now, of course, we're told we unlock something, and then we'll get a score, basically, that could, you know, increase our rankings, and then we'll see the beans here in just a second. So, guys, that is part 1. I'll see you guys in part 2. Here comes the beans. Catch you all later, guys. Peace out, everybody.